Would you really feel any pity if one of those dots stopped moving forever? If I offered you 20,000 pounds for every dot that stopped, would you really, old man, tell me to keep my money? Or would you calculate how many dots you could afford to spin? Free of income tax, old man. Free of income tax. The only way you can save money nowadays.
Ganges is quite clearly a mother in a deep sense in the Indian cultural heritage. We bring the ashes of our people to this river when they die. Until those ashes touch the river, their spirits and souls are not considered to have had salvation. When a child is born, we put a drop of Ganges water in their mouth. When someone dies, the last rite is a drop of Ganges water. It is considered purifying in a very deep spiritual sense, that it cleanses you and is the place where humans return to become more human. It's a river that gives us our humanity. Very life is under threat, and with the life of the Ganga, what is threatened is the belief of 1 billion Indians. This water's flow is being interrupted. This Ganga is being trapped in the Tehri Dam, and the tragedy of it is that it's being done for the most base, crude greed of one of the world's biggest water companies. Suez is then going to get the water, 635 million liters a day, to be sold to Delhi citizens at 10 times the price they are paying for water today.
In the 1800s and the 1700s, and going back even further in time, society lived on the resources that we had. We took water when we needed it from the rivers for irrigating small-scale agriculture. We captured rainfall and recharged our groundwater aquifers when we could. That traditional way of meeting our water needs was replaced in the 20th century by the idea that we could build large infrastructure. We could build big dams, we could move rivers around.
We're building dams basically to store water. Why do we store water? We store water so then it can be supplied for cities for drinking water, or to agriculture for irrigation, and so that we can generate hydroelectricity. But the big issue is, do we really need dams to do these things, and are there other better ways in which we can store water?
When we dam a river or change the course of a river or straighten a river, we are playing with a very powerful thing, and we are altering ecosystems in a very short period of time that took thousands or millions of years to adapt and to evolve. In the river, you have organic matter that would flow down the river and feed all the life forms in the river and all of the life forms along the river and feed our oceans. When you put up a dam, that organic matter gets captured behind the dam, and it begins to rot, and it creates methane gas. And methane gas is one of the gases that contributes to the greenhouse effect on our planet.
When you calculate the global warming impact of the reservoir, it can be many times worse even than a coal plant. Sometimes 20 times higher than a coal-burning power plant. Invariably, when a dam is being built, you hear justification for the dam based on it's going to provide water for the poor, it's going to provide water for these drought-prone areas which are so badly in need of water, and you get this feeling that this is some great development project to help the lives of the small farmers and the poor people in whatever country we're talking about. Actual experience shows that this doesn't happen, that those who are able to benefit from the increased irrigation water invariably are the larger farmers.
Lebitso ka ke Anna Dibise Moe ke tswa gona mo dikeleko mo maitsisa ha ke tle ke tle mona ha matala meloko ntwe ke tsela tsa ke ntwa ya bontata gona go go ntwetelele kwana gale o tloga sa plotwa gale yo di tsewa e hlalosa gona ke botelele bo bokae ke le rata melo ke batho bana ba bolela ke batho ba go ngweng ke mookamedi wa morero le bo Suez Street bona ba rata mela ba golela gore ntwe na metse ihlaba ke ntho e saenetsweng mme le ha ba gona ka sa batlo go tloa mono ke ntwe saenetswe fatshe re tla me go tloa kankana
ntwe ke hlolelang ho feta ko go bane mona ke phela ka thata jwale ha bana ba ka ba lapile ke a hloga ke hlogela hae
lo itse botla phamiso mpa ke ntsha phamiso e hlile botitibetse re tshaha go sena go re reng re lapile
ke ba kwatetse fela ha ona thuso bane re la ga etsetswa dipitso tse ho thweng ha baneneng ke mola o tlamang hore re tloe mono.
Worldwide, the most shocking impact of large dams is the displacement of communities. According to the World Commission on Dams, somewhere between 40 to 80 million people were displaced by large dams in the 20th century. We're talking tens of millions of people. We're talking the population of a large European country. This is really a huge number of people. The problem is that promises are made all the time to the affected people to encourage people to move. We'll give you a nice new house, we'll give you clean water, we'll give you electricity, but nobody is actually accountable for these promises to be fulfilled. Promises are made, people are moved, the project is built, and then a year later people still don't have their land. There's nothing for them to do. They have no legal recourse in most cases to hold anyone accountable.
So in the name of development, these communities in the river valleys face destruction, destitution, deprivation, because the thickly populated communities with the best of agriculture, horticulture, temples, mosques, cultural monuments, everything is to go underwater.
Impa ba yang dibakeng tsena le marena ba ise marene mme ke dumela hantle gore le ba bang ba ntse ba setse ba ba holo ba gale kwana ba ntse ba kwaletse ke letamo.
The World Bank has been the single biggest funder of big dams around the world since it was set up in the 1940s. One reason the World Bank really likes big dams is big dams are really expensive.